Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to John Hardin High School for today's baseball action. Our first spring sport of the season will be between the John Hardin Bulldogs and the North Hardin Trojans. The Trojans are the visitors here at John Hardin. Their lineup playing in left field will be Shane Fleming. The first baseman will be Manny Wimberly. Caleb Trotta will toe the rubber. Jackson Lente will play right field. Travis Harper will be at third. Jose Resto Santos will be the catcher. Hitting seventh is Caleb Riffle, the center fielder. DH is Paxton Hardiman. And hitting ninth, the second baseman, Aiden Chamberlain. Defensively for the Bulldogs, going around the outfield, Carson Hilton will play left field. Ryan Blackburn in center field. Kendall Bryce will be in right. Around the infield, Logan Thompson at third. Quentin Clay at shortstop. Isaiah Covell at second base. And Dawson Hall at first base. And the battery today for the Bulldogs will have Larry McKnight behind the dish and Destiny McAllister on the bump. For John Hardin, they come in 0-3 on the season. For the Panthers, they come in 3-7 on early in this year. This is, again, our first baseball game of the spring season. Later this week, we will have the middle school volleyball championship games. We know who will be in the 7th grade game. That'll be East Hardin and North Hardin Christian. We'll find out later tonight who will be in that 8th grade game. We'll have both of those for you on Thursday evening. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, Blue Ribbon Renovations, Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, E-Town Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Early in the season, Destiny McAllister, just one inning pitched so far this year. She's perfect in it. 3 strikeouts. No runs, no hits, no errors. Coming to the plate, it'll be Shane Fleming. Fleming on the season hitting .267, has 8 hits and 7 RBIs. Also drawn 7 walks. First pitch swinging, caught at the hot corner by Thompson. And out number 1. L5, that'll bring up the first baseman, Manny Wimberly. Wimberly hitting .435 on the season, 10 hits and 23 at-bats, has the lone Trojan home run on the year, has 10 hits, 4 RBIs on the season. First pitch inside, 1-0 the count. That one just a touch high. 2-0 now the count to Wimberly. That's in there for a strike on the outside corner. McAllister does a good job of keeping the ball around the strike zone. Curveball, that one outside. 3-1 now, the count to Wimberly. Ball 4. That was real close. Now I'll bring up the pitcher, Caleb Trotta. Caleb hitting .333 on the season. Wimberly at first base. He's 1 for 1 on stolen bases this year. That pitch was outside, 1-0 the count to Trotta. That one well outside. Throw down by McKnight. Wimberly able to get back in time. That one in there for a strike. 1 out, runner at first. This is the top of the first inning. That one hit straight up. McAllister calling for it, makes the out. So 2 outs as Jackson Lente steps to the plate. Jackson, the right fielder for the Trojans. Jackson hitting .240 on the season. That one hit back up the middle. Second baseman Covell gets it over to Hall. Ooh, Hall in and out of the glove. So Wimberly will stay at second. On the A3, Lente will be there. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Travis Harper. And he'll have a runner in scoring position. Harper hitting .286 on the year, 4-14. First pitch swinging, slow roller towards third. Slow getting it out of his glove, and that one gets away from Hall. A run will score, Wimberly will come in. So North Hardin puts the first one on the board, aided by 2 errors of the Bulldogs. Lente ends up at third base. And North Hardin leading now 1-0. The catcher now, Jose Resto Santos. First pitch swing, that was going to be a clean hit into the outfield. That'll score Lente from third. Slow to pick it up in the outfield. The runner's going to advance. So it is an RBI single by Jose Resto Santos. Then they move up on the air. Caleb Riffle now to the plate. Riffle hitting 129 on the year. We're going to have a courtesy runner for North Hardin. Again, Resto Santos, the catcher. Number 9 is Mason Howard. He'll take a lead from second. That one a little inside. 1-0 the count. Or 2-0 the count, sorry. That's in there for a strike. A colder day here at John Hardin. Start time, temperatures in the upper 40s. Wind 12 to 15 miles an hour blowing out to left field. 2-2 now the count to Riffle. Curveball, that one high, runs it full. That's outside, ball 4. I'll load the bases up. Harper's at third, Howard at second, and now Riffle at first. Second walk of the day issued by McAllister. Designated hitter Paxton Hardiman now to the plate. Hardiman hitting .273 on the year with a pair of RBIs. That was going to be hit out towards center field. Coming in is Blackburn. Makes the catch. And that'll be out number 3. With the North Hardin Trouble able to push 2 across on 1 hit. A couple of errors by the Bulldogs as we head to the bottom of the first inning. North Hardin on top, 2-0. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results, with locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, and South Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. Blue Ribbon Renovations is a new locally owned Marquez company offering 0% interest and no payments for 12 months on windows, doors, fences, roofs, decks, siding, and much, much more. To explore your options or schedule your appointment today, call Michelle at 270-763-3186. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff available for all your recycling needs. Located in Elizabethtown on 31W, just south of exit 91 off Interstate 65. Call 270-982-7206 to talk to someone about scrapping metal and recycling. E-Town Exterminated is a locally owned family-run pest control company that's been serving the surrounding areas of Kentucky since 1976. Whatever your pest control issues are, termites, spiders, crickets, general pests, even moles, their team has the knowledge, skill, and training to safely and effectively eliminate the problem. Call 270-737-6900 or go online at mugabug.com. And West Point Bank, with 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Online at westpointbank.com. Starting lineup for the Bulldogs. Leading off will be the shortstop, Quentin Clay, followed by the pitcher, Destiny McAllister. Hitting third is Kendall Bryce. Hitting cleanup, Larry McKnight, the catcher. Hitting fifth will be Logan Thompson. Sixth is Isaiah Covell. Hitting seventh, Carson Hilton. Eighth will be Dawson Hall. And ninth will be Ryan Blackburn. For the Trojans defensively, in the outfield, Shane Fleming will be in left, Caleb Riffle in center, Jackson Wente at right. Around the infield, Travis Harper third, Colin Hamilton at shortstop, Aiden Chamberlain playing second, Manny Wimberly at first, and the battery tonight will have Jose Resto Santos behind the dish with Caleb Trotta towing the rubber. First pitch high, ball one. That one in there for a strike. Play on the season, hitting 200 with 3 RBIs. That one fouled straight back. I'll run the count to 1-2. For Trotta, he's pitched 13 2/3 innings, allowed 6 earned runs with a 3.07 earned run average. That one's out towards third. That's going to get into left field for a clean single. So Clay starts off 1 for 1. He'll be at first base as we will go to the pitcher, Destiny McAllister, now to the plate. McAllister hitting 250 on the season. That one back up the middle. Trotta doesn't get to it. Chamberlain over to Wimberly. Will advance the runner. The 4-3 put out. Now runner in scoring position with 1 out as we get to the right fielder, Kendall Bryce. Bryce 1 for 6 on the season, 167 average. Does have 2 RBIs. That one down low. Good job by Resto Santos to keep it in front of him. Trotta comes set. Swings through that one. 1-1 the count. Low and outside. 2-1 now the count. One catches the outside corner. 2-2 now the count. For John Hardin, their next ball game will be this Friday night as they will host Butler County here at 6:30. Strike three. First K of the night for Trotta. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Larry McKnight. And Quentin Clay still at second with 2 outs. North Hardin back in action on Thursday night as they will host the Fort Knox Eagles. On Friday, they will travel to Bardstown to take on Bethlehem. That one low and outside. 1-0 now the count. That's hit high into foul territory over in right side. Wimberly trying to make a play on it, unable to get to it. Again, as it came off the bat, the way that it's spinning, it was going to come back towards the infield. And then also aided by the wind. Again, we have sustained winds, 12 to 15 miles an hour, blowing towards left field. Wimberly unable to make that one. 1-1 now the count. That's going to be hit out to center field. Going back on it is Riffle. Sets up. Makes the catch for out number 3. So there were no runs on one hit, 1 runner left on base. After 1 complete, North Hardin on top 2-0 over John Hardin. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools Channel 1 programming, sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, Blue Ribbon Renovations, Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, E-Town Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Welcome back to John Hardin High School. Again, our score after 1 complete is North Hardin 2, John Hardin 0. Heading to the top of the second inning, it'll be 8-9-1 in the order for the Trojans. Paxton Hardiman, the DH, will lead off. Sorry, Aiden Chamberlain at the plate. That one almost hitting, gets out of the way. Chamberlain hitting .259 on the season with 4 RBIs. 2-0 now the count. That's in there for a strike. That one just outside. Ball 4. I'll send this to the top of the lineup. Shane Fleming now to the plate. Quick throw over. Chamberlain back. McAllister unlucky in that opening, and she pitched good enough to get out of it, but back-to-back errors gave the Trojans their 2 runs. That one's in there for a strike. Throw over. Chamberlain on the year 0 of 1 in steal attempts. One and one now the count to Fleming. Fleming lined out the first pitch of the ball game to the third baseman. That catches the outside corner. 1-2. That one high. Going on the pitches, Chamberlain, and just avoids the tag. McKnight's throw down to second base. Covell had to drift a little towards the first base side, unable to make the catch and tag at the same time. Now Chamberlain in scoring position. Hit to the opposite field. That one right down the line. It's fair. And Fleming rounds first. Good job by Bryce. He's going to throw it home. McKnight unable to get it cleanly, and Fleming moves up to second. Now he's going to move up to third. Chasing over after it is Thompson who'll get it. And so a single, an RBI. And then he advances on the error. Chamberlain coming around from second base. Wasn't moving quite as quickly as Coach Adcock wanted, as Bryce made that into a close play at home, unable to get it all the way there. Hopped away from McKnight. That was going to bring Wimberly to the plate. Only 0 for 0 on the day. Walked his first at bat. Later came around to score the first run of the ball game. Not sure where that one was. I'm going to assume he's going to say it was high. That catches the outside corner. Two and one now, the count to Wimberly. And coming into the ball game, Wimberly hitting .435 on the season. Swings at that one out towards left field. Hilton coming in. It's going to fall in front of him. That'll be an RBI single for Wimberly. Back-to-back RBI singles for the Trojans. And the Trojans now lead 4-0 over the Bulldogs. And now it will be Caleb Trotta. Trotta 0 for 1. He popped out to the pitcher his first at bat. That's high. Throw down by McKnight actually hits Wimberly as he was diving back in. One and one the count. That's in there for a strike. It's going to be out towards left field. Hilton going back over his head. He's going to take a couple of hops onto the track. Wimberly rounds second. He'll head to third. That'll be a stand-up double by Trotta. Wimberly at third. So 2 runners on in scoring position for the Trojans as we get to their cleanup hitter, Jackson Lente. Lente 0 for 1 on the day as he reached on an error. Later came around to score. And Lente on the year hitting .240. Now Trotta will have a courtesy runner. Dorian Carter trot out to second base. And pitchers and catchers do get courtesy runners. Does not count as a substitution. Lente with 4 RBIs on the season. 2 possible out there. And Wimberly at third base. And Carter at second base. They hit out towards center field. Blackburn moving over. Makes the catch. Wimberly going to tag up from third. And Carter does not move at second. A little surprised by that. So a sac fly for Lente. That'll bring us to the third baseman, Travis Harper. Harper 0 for 1 on the day, reached on an error. Swings through that one. 0 and 1 the count. That one's going to get away from McKnight. And that'll bring Carter up. And right now, I'd bet you Coach Adcock is talking to Carter about, if he had tagged up on that ball, hit the center field, then he gets in on that pass ball. A lot of room behind the plate here at John Hardin High School. That one a little too high. 5-0 our score here in the top of the second inning. North Hardin on top. Runner at third is Carter. That one's going to hit high on the infield. Covell going back off the glove. Coming from third will be Carter. He will score. And so Harper reaches back-to-back times on infield errors. Now 6-0 North Hardin on top. The catcher now to the plate, Jose Resto Santos. He's 1 for 1 with an RBI single. His first at bat ended up being stranded at second. Short lead by Harper at first. McKnight throws down. Harper back in time. That'll be high. 3-0 now, the count. Ball 4. Runners will move up 90 feet. That's the third walk of the day issued by McAllister. Now Caleb Riffle comes to the plate. Riffle 0 for 1, or 0 for 0 actually, as he reached on a walk. Coach Oldham now heading out to the mound to have a conversation with his pitcher. And some hard luck for Destiny McAllister in the opening inning. 2 errors accounted for the 2 runs by the Trojans. There's been 1 error here, but some timely hitting. 3 hits in a row, 2 singles and a double for the Trojans. Get 4 runs on the board here in the second inning. Coach Oldham just telling McAllister to keep the ball down, throw strikes on the infield, make the plays that you're supposed to make. That one hit straight up behind home plate. McKnight moving back. No one's going to be able to get to it. So a strike on Riffle. As I said, this Thursday night we will have the 7th and 8th grade volleyball championships. Then next week we will be off as it is spring break for each of our high schools. We come back with games on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. A little high. Monday the 11th, it'll be Meade County at North Hardin baseball. On the Tuesday the 12th, John Hardin at E-Town in baseball. And then on Thursday the 14th, our first softball game of the season is as E-Town travels to Central Hardin. Each of those games scheduled for a 5:30 start. That one outside. 2-2 now, the count to Riffle. That one's hit straight up in foul territory again. McAllister coming towards it, not going to be able to get it. McKnight actually went out towards third base and tried to loop back around, wasn't really able to pick up where the ball was. And in that instance, when the ball kind of goes straight up, the catcher should look at the pitcher who should be pointing at it, give you a little bit better idea of where it is. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one's fouled out of play. Yeah, that one landing in the bleachers. Slow curve ends up being high and inside. Runs the count full. 3-2, 1 out. Strike 3. First strikeout of the day for McAllister. That'll bring us to the designated hitter, Paxton Hardiman. Hardiman 0 for 1 with a fly out. That one fouled away. 0-1 the count. Oh, and 2. That one gets past McKnight. The runners will move up. Harper moves over to third. And Mason Howard moves up to second. Howard, the courtesy runner for Resto Santos. That one will be well outside. 1-2 now, the count. That one in the dirt. Good job by McKnight. 2-2 now to Hardin. Hardin's now worked a full count. That will be ripped into left field. One run is in. He's sending Howard, and it'll be a 2 RBI single by Paxton Hardin. And the Trojans have hit around. So now we go back to Aiden Chamberlain, who led off this inning with a walk and then came around to score. Way out in front of that one. 0-1 the count. That's going to be out towards left center. Hilton giving chase. Not going to be able to get to it. Running on the pitch was Hardin. He rounds third. He'll be coming in, and it'll be an RBI double by Chamberlain. As Hardin scores. So now 9-0 the score. So we head back to the top of the order for the Trojans. Shane Fleming, 1 for 2 on the day. Lined out in his first at-bat, RBI single and a run scored in a second. That one outside. Out towards right field, just over the head of Covell. Rice picks it up, is going to get it back in, but not before Chamberlain makes it all the way around. It'll be an RBI single for Fleming. The second inning continues for the Trojans. Wimberly now to the plate. Wimberly 1 for 1 on the day with an RBI and 2 runs scored. And Coach Oldham coming out to make a change. Looks like it'll be Quentin Clay coming to the mound. So McAllister still responsible for Fleming at first base. She will head out to shortstop. For Clay early on in this series, 3 1/3 innings pitched. 6 runs on 6 hits. Then with a 12.6 ERA with 3 strikeouts. Tune in weekly for all local HCEC-TV programs airing on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184, and you can always search our past broadcasts on our YouTube channel. Just search HCEC-TV, subscribe to our channel, and get all your local community sports and events. Again, for North Hardin, they're back in action on Thursday night as they will host the Fort Knox Eagles for John Hardin. They'll be home on Friday night as they will host Butler County. The county game will start at 6:30. Yeah, for us here at HCEC-TV, Thursday night we'll be back on live coverage of the middle school volleyball championship games. And then after the spring break, we will have 3 games that first week back. So Quentin Clay on the mound. Destiny McAllister moves to shortstop. Manny Wimberly at the plate. That one's outside. 1-0 the count. (10-0) now the score. North Hardin out in front. (2-0) now the count to Wimberly. That's in there for a strike. Really chased that one out of the zone. It's a foul. 2-2 now the count to Wimberly. Chases that one. That'll get out of play. Wimberly hooks that one. They'll be fouled down the third base line. Two and two now the count. Fleming at first base. Wimberly's going to step in. 2 outs, top of the second inning. Wimberly fouls that one back, stays alive. Fleming was going on that pitch. That one's well foul. Count remains 2-2. Ball 3 high. Running on that one, ball 4. So Fleming ends up at second base, Wimberly at first. His second walk of the day. That's going to bring us to the pitcher, Caleb Trotta. Trotta 1 for 2 on the day. Has a fly out and a double, a run scored. And that one hits Trotta. So now the bases will be loaded. I do expect Dorian Carter to come back out and run for Trotta, and here he comes. This will bring us to the right fielder, Jackson Lente. Lente 0 for 1 on the day, reached on an error, scored a run, and has a sacrifice fly, an RBI. Bases loaded, 2 outs. One hit down the line, that'll be foul. That one fouled. Hit up in the air in foul territory. Hall coming over. Clay calls him off. Clay makes the catch. So for the third out, but not before. The Trojans put 8 on the board. On 6 hits. 2 John Hardin errors. As we head to the bottom of the second inning, North Hardin on top 10-0. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, or personal attention for more effective results, with locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, and South Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. Blue Ribbon Renovations is a new locally owned Mark Harris company offering 0% interest and no payments for 12 months on windows, doors, fences, roofs, decks, siding, and much, much more. To explore your option or schedule your appointment, call 270-763-3186. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff available for all your recycling needs. Located in Elizabethtown on 31W, just south of exit 91, off Interstate 65. Call 270-982-7206 to talk to someone about scrapping metal and recycling. E-Town Exterminating is a locally owned family-run pest control company. It's been serving the surrounding areas of Kentucky since 1976. Whatever your pest control issues are, their team has the knowledge, skill, and training to safely and effectively eliminate the problem. Call 270-737-6900 or go online at mugabug.com. West Point Bank, with 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Online at westpointbank.com. It'll be 5, 6, 7 in the lineup for the Bulldogs. Logan Thompson, Isaiah Covell, and Carson Hilton. Thompson on the season, 0 for 5 as he enters this game. That was going to be hit out towards left center. Moving over is Fleming, calls for it, makes the catch. The F7 put out. Trotta allowed 1 single in the first inning before retiring the side. And now that'll bring up the second baseman, Isaiah Covell. Covell 0 for 3 on the year. That's a strike. That'll be hit out towards right field. Wimberly there. It's not going to make it out to the outfield. And Wimberly makes the catch. So it's 2 up, 2 down, and that's going to send us to the left fielder, Carson Hilton. Hilton hitting .333 on the year. outside, 1-0 the count. Fouled straight back. Evens the count at 1-1. Trotta has gotten out 5 batters in a row. That one low, 2-1 now the count. Coming way inside. When the press box only had those 3 balls. First walk of the day issued by Trotta. First baseman Dawson Hall now to the plate. All 0 for 4 on the season. Swings through that one. 0-1 the count. It's going to be out towards center field. Riffle there takes a couple steps to his left, or to right, makes the third out. So there were no runs on no hits, 1 runner left on base, and no North Hardin errors. So we head to the top of the 3rd inning. North Hardin on top, 10-0 over John Hardin. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools live Channel 1 programming, sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, Blue Ribbon Renovations, Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, E-Town Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Welcome back to John Hardin High School. And we are heading into the top of the 3rd inning. For the Trojans, it'll be 5, 6, 7 in the lineup. Travis Harper, Jose Resto Santos, and Caleb Riffle. Quentin Clay on the mound for the Bulldogs. Travis Harper, 0 for 2 on the days, reached on an error each time, has 1 run scored. And Harper's hit actually went off his helmet. We'll move down to first base. And that'll bring up the catcher, Jose Resto Santos. Santos with an RBI single. He also walked and scored a run. That one's foul territory down the 3rd base line. Chasing after it is Thompson. Able to get to that one. And that one hits Resto Santos. Back-to-back hit by pitch. That'll bring us to Caleb Riffle. 0 for 1 on the day with a walk, a strikeout.
To the plate number 23, Riffle. The batter, Riffle.
That's in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Courtesy runner Dorian Carter at first base for Jose Resto Santos. That swing down the third base line. It's foul. Everybody will go back and reset. 0-2 the count as Riffle steps back in. Popped up. An infield fly rule called. Covell makes the catch. There'll be one out with runners at first and second. That'll bring us to the DH. Paxton Hardin. Hardin 1 for 2 on the day. 2 RBIs and a single run scored. Faces after that off-speed pitch. 0-1 the count. That one will be high, evens it up at 1-1. Swings through that one. 1-2 now, the count. Fouled that one off, stays alive. Ball hit towards third. Thompson picks it up, steps on third, gets the force out. It's going to be a fielder's choice. For Hardimans, he'll go to first. The force out is a 5U. Carter now at second base. So with 2 outs, we'll get to the second baseman, Aiden Chamberlain. Chamberlain 1 for 1 on the day. RBI double, 2 runs scored. Swings that first pitch right back up the middle, spinning. Covell gets it. He'll pick up a step on second base. And that will do it as the third out is recorded. So there were no runs on no hits, 2 runners left on base, and no John Hardin errors. So we head to the bottom of the third inning. Our score, North Hardin 10, John Hardin 0. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. Blue Ribbon Renovations offering 0% interest and no payments for 12 months on most home improvement projects. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff available for all your recycling needs. E-Town Exterminate is a locally owned family-run pest control company that's been serving Hardin, Meade, Grayson, and Nelson counties and the surrounding areas of Kentucky since 1976. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Have some position changes. Jackson Lente will now head to the mound for the Trojans. On the season, this will be the third appearance for Lente. He's pitched 2 1/3 innings, giving up 3 earned runs and 4 hits. Has 5 walks and 3 strikeouts with a 9 ERA. Due up for the Bulldogs, it'll be 9-1-2 in their lineup. Ryan Blackburn, Quentin Clay, and Destiny McAllister. Not sure who they put in right field that took Lente's spot. So coming to the plate will be the center fielder for the Bulldogs, Ryan Blackburn. That one outside, 1-0 the count. The 10-0 lead, I'm sure Coach Adcock just told Lente to throw strikes. Blackburn chases that one high and inside. Evens the count at 1-1. That one too far outside. 2-1 now the count. That'll be high. 3-1 now the count to Blackburn. That in there for a strike. We now go full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. That's ball 4 as that one was down. So Blackburn reaches first on the walk, and that sends us back to the top of the order. Quentin Clay. Quentin 1 for 1 on the day with a single. Then ended up being stranded at second. That one high. Blackburn with a conservative lead at first. That one in there for a strike. That evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. That one fouled straight back. 1-2 now the count. Going on the pitch. Blackburn, he'll make it easily. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one too far inside. 3-2 now the count to Clay. Ball 4. So back-to-back walks by Jackson Lente as runners at first and second. We head to the shortstop, Destiny McAllister.
The batter, McAllister.
That's in there for a strike. McAllister on the season, 1 for 4. Swings through that one. 0-2 now the count. Popped up. That's in foul territory, but playable. Resto Santos hurries back. Able to make the catch. Everybody will reset. One high and outside. 1-2 now the count to McAllister. That one fouled straight back. Count remains 1-2. Swings through that one, strike 3. First out of the inning. First strikeout of the day for Lente. That's going to bring us to the right fielder, Kendall Bryce. Bryce 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout.
Bryce.
That one high. That one low. 2-0 now the count. Runners at first and second. At second base, it's Blackburn. At first, it's Clay, both reaching on a walk. Bryce swung through that last pitch, 2-1 now the count. So we out towards right field. Second baseman diving after Chamberlain, not able to get to it. The runners had to slow up, throw home. Blackburn will retreat back to third. Resto Santos stops that one. So with one out, the bases will be loaded. A single by Kendall Bryce loads the bases. That's going to bring us to the catcher, Larry McKnight. McKnight flied out in his only at-bat to center field. He hits that one, same pitch he did in his first at-bat. He will get a run in as a sacrifice. One out, bases loaded. This is Lente's first inning of work. Caleb Trotta had the first two. Going outside. 1-0 the count. That's in there for a strike. Evens it at 1 ball, 1 strike. Swings through that 1-2. Got a piece of that one, not very much. Curveball off the end of the bat. That'll stay foul down the first base line. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bases loaded, 1 out. Blackburn at third, Clay at second, and Bryce at first. Resto Santos, good job blocking that one in the dirt. Evens the count, 2-2. McKnight again 0 for 1 on the day at a fly out to center field. Ball 3. Nowhere to put him. Bases loaded. 3-2 now the count. As we hit towards center field, coming in is Riffle. That's going to fall in front of him, and it'll be an RBI single. Clay now rounds third. Quick throw to third. They might have him in a rundown. Resto Santos now with the ball, chasing Clay back to third, and he'll get all the way back to third. But an RBI single by Larry McKnight scores the first run of the day for the Bulldogs as Ryan Blackburn came in. Clay now at third, Bryce at second, and McKnight at first. McKnight going to get a courtesy runner. Short bench on both sides as these two teams have their JV and freshmen playing at North Hardin tonight. And heading out is Brandon Bruner to first base as the courtesy runner. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Logan Thompson. Thompson 0 for 1. He flew out to left field. It's only at bat. That one in there for a strike. That'll be outside. 1-1 now the count. Thompson chases that one outside. 1-2 now the count. That'll be fouled straight back. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bulldogs with the bases loaded. Play at third, Bryce at second, Bruner at first. Curveball outside. 2-2 now the count. To start this inning off, Ryan Blackburn and Quentin Clay both reached on a walk. And after a strikeout, there's a single by Kendall Bryce, then an RBI single by Larry McKnight to get in Blackburn. Strike 3. 2 outs now. As we head for the second baseman, Isaiah Covell. Covell popped out to the first baseman. His only at bat today. Runners will be off on anything hit in play. Now it's popped up on the infield. Lente calls for it, makes the catch. The Bulldogs able to get 1 run across. There was 1 run on 2 hits, 3 runners left on base, and no North Hardin errors. So after 3 complete, North Hardin on top 10-1 over John Hardin. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, Blue Ribbon Renovation, Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, E-Town Exterminating, and West Point Bank. We'll be right back with the 4th inning of action. Welcome back to John Hardin High School as we get to the top of the 4th inning. It will be at the top of the order for the Trojans. Shane Fleming to the plate. Fleming 2 for 3 on the day. It's 2 RBI singles and a run scored. Hit down the line, Thompson off of him, stayed in front of him, not going to be able to make a play on that one. Fleming gets to first. That's going to go down as an error. That's going to bring up the first baseman, Manny Wimberly. Only 1 for 1 on that. He's reached all 3 times. He has 2 walks, a run scored, and an RBI. Taking off as Fleming pitches high. McKnight, quick throw down there. Not in time as Fleming gets the stolen base. Pitch was high. Two and 0 now, the count to Wimberly. On high, 3-0 now, the count. Playing his 2nd inning of work. Actually, 3rd inning as he came in at the end of the 2nd inning. Ball 4. Wimberly for the 3rd time today reaches on a walk. So there'll be runners at 1st and 2nd as we get to Caleb Trottis. Trotta is 1 for 2 on the day. Has a double and a run scored. He's also hit by a pitch. Fleming takes off for third. Really stole that one on the pitcher. Clay didn't look back to hold him on at all. He got a running start. Didn't see if that was a ball or a strike on the pitch home. So now runners at second and third. Trotta swings through that one. 1-1 now the count. Ball inside. Two and one the count. Yep. Try to lean into that. He tried to do it on the last one. Leans into it, gets hit. That one does hit him. So the bases are loaded as we get to the pitcher, Jackson Lente.
Coming to the plate, number 12,
Lente, 0 for 2 on the day, has an RBI and a run scored. He reached on an error in his first at bat. That was a foul ball. Oh, 1-1 now the count. Ten to 1 here, top of the fourth inning. North Hardin on top. They scored 2 in the first, 8 in the second. For the Bulldogs, they scored their lone run in the third inning. One and two the count. No outs here. Top of the fourth, base is loaded. That one inside. 2-2. That one high, and we go full. Apparently that was ball 4. So Lente gets an RBI on the walk. So Fleming comes in to score the 11th run. Wimberly heads to third. Trotta is at second. And that brings us to the third baseman, Travis Harper. Harper 0 for 2 on the day, does have a run scored. He's reached all 3 times at bat. Reached twice on an error, and once he was hit by a pitch. And that one hits. Harper in the leg. Gets an RBI for that one. So that'll bring in Wimberly from third. Trotta moves to third. Lente is at second. Harper at first. No outs here, top of the fourth inning. Coach Oldham going to come out to the mound. But we're going to have a change. Looks like it could be Logan Thompson heading over to the pitcher's mound. So Thompson will head to the mound. Clay will head over to third base. For Logan Thompson, 1 inning, gave up 4 runs. None of the runs were earned. And gave up 2 hits in that and had a pair of strikeouts. Again, Thursday night we're back on the air as we have middle school volleyball. And we head off the spring break. When we come back from spring break on Monday the 11th, it'll be Meade County coming to take on the North Hardin Trojans in baseball. Tuesday night, it will be John Hardin at Elizabethtown in baseball. And then Thursday night will be our first softball game of the season as E-Town travels to Central Hardin. Each of those games will have a 5:30 start time. For North Hardin, again, they will host Fort Knox on Thursday night. On Friday, they'll host Bethlehem. Saturday, they hit the road as they will travel to Thomas Nelson. And next week, they are scheduled to play in the Taylor County Farm Bureau Insurance. They will face Grayson County, Wayne County, and Fairdale. In our next half inning, we'll talk about who John Hardin faces over the next couple of weeks. Jose Resto Santos now to the plate for the Trojans. McKnight throws down behind and misses Hall, and that's going to get a run in from third. Trotta comes across. Lente sprinting from second is going to get all the way in. That's a hustle. This run right there. McKnight thought that Harper had gotten too big of a lead at first. Snap throws down there. Hall unable to get to it. Goes into right field. 2 runs score on that error. Two and 0 the count. 3-0 now the count. We're going to have a switch of positions. Quentin Clay will head to second base. Isaiah Covell will head to third. That one outside. 3-0 now the count. Thompson takes some off on that one, gets it across the plate. Strike 2 on the outside corner. No outs here in the 4th inning. North Hardin has put 4 across in this inning. That's ball 4 outside. Resto Santos issued a walk. He's reached 4 times today. An RBI single, reached on a walk, hit by a pitch, and reached on another walk. It's now going to bring up the center fielder, Caleb Riffle. Riffle is 0 for 2 on the day. Did reach on a walk in his first at bat. That way fouled out of play. Let me hit well out to left field. Going back on it is Hilton looking up. Off the fence. Hilton chases it down. 1 run is in. 2 runs now in. As Mason Howard scored in the Resto Santos position. That's a double for Riffle. And now 6 batters have scored here in this 4th inning. We head to the DH. We've had a change. Not sure which Trojan this is. Number 7, Thomas Learrett. Learrett now hitting. Swings at that one. That one hit out to left field. Hilton coming in. Makes the catch for the first out of the inning. So Riffle stays at second base, and now we get to the second baseman, Aiden Chamberlain. Chamberlain is 1 for 2 on the day. It's 2 runs scored and an RBI. This one out towards shortstop. McAllister there picks it up across the inning in time. 6-3 put out. Does advance the runner to third as Riffle moves over. But 2 outs now as we head to the top of the order. Shane Fleming will come to the plate for the Trojans.
To the plate, number 3, Stankovic. Stankovic.
Oh. Jack Stankovic now to the plate for the Trojans. Runner at third. Swings that one, pops it up. Going back is McAllister. Out is Hilton. The ball falls between them. 1 run is in. Stankovic with a very unorthodox slide. Riffle scores from third. So 7 runs across here in this inning for the Trojans. So Dalton Yates now to the plate. Hitting in the spot of Wimberly. And that one hit to left field. Stankovic rounds third. He'll cruise in. And an RBI single by Yates. Now 22. Brady Exler now to the plate. So 2 outs here in the 4th inning. Official making all the changes. A lot of times after all these hits, he'll change them all back for the defensive side. Snap throw down. Hall keeps this one in front of him. That one low. 2-0 now the count. That was going to be hit out towards right center field. Bryce coming on, unable to make the catch. Yates rounds second, heads for third. Blackburn had a little trouble picking that one up, but it'll go down as a double for Exler.
Coming to the plate, Carter. The batter, Carter.
Now plate Dorian Carter. Carter's seen some action today as he was a courtesy runner earlier in the ball game. That one inside. That was going to be ripped out into center field. Blackburn not going to be able to get it. Gets past him. 2 runs are going to score. Carter rounds first, heads for second. Coach Adcock will put the brakes on him there. But a 2 RBI single by Dorian Carter. As Yates and Exler score in front of him. So now Mason Howard, who has also been a courtesy runner today, comes to the plate for the Trojans. Ball 1. That one gets past McKnight. Carter to move up to third. And that'll be ball 4. As Howard reaches on the walk. So runners at the corner.
Coming to the plate, number 40.
Bailey Moore now to the plate. That one out. Oh, catches the outside corner. One near the bottom of the zone. That's a ball outside. Howard will move up to second. Carter stayed at third. one fouled off. Count remains 1-2. That one back up the middle over the head of Thompson. McAllister with it across the infield in time for the 6-3 put out. North Hardin sent 15 batters to the plate in the 4th inning, scoring 10 runs. As we head to the bottom half of the 4th inning, North Hardin in firm control, up 20-1. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools live Channel 1 programming, sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing services for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results, with locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, and South Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. Blue Ribbon Renovations is a new locally owned Mark Harris company that is offering 0% interest and no payments for 12 months on most home improvement projects. To explore your options, call 270-763-3186. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff available for all your recycling needs. Call 270-982-7206 to talk to someone about scrapping metal and recycling. E-Town Exterminating is a locally owned family-run pest control company that's been serving the surrounding areas of Kentucky since 1976. Call 270-737-6900 or go online at mugabug.com. And West Point Bank with 5 offices in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Online at westpointbank.com. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be 7-8-9 in the Bulldog lineup. Carson Hilton, Dawson Hall, and Ryan Blackburn for the Trojans. Jackson Lente remains on the mound, and all the substitutions that were made in the top of the 4th have been reversed. Bruner coming to the plate. It is. Braden Bruner is 0 for 1 on the season. That was to be hit out towards the second baseman, sliding over, getting it quickly to first was Chamberlain. Over to Wimberly for the first out. So the first baseman now to the plate, Dawson Hall.
Dawson Hill, the batter, Hill.
Hall's 0 for 1 on the day with a fly out to center field. Fouls that one off. 2-1 the count. This one he hit out towards center field. Riffle takes a few steps to his left, brings it in for the second out of the inning. And now it'll be Connor Hackley coming to the plate.
Coming to the plate, number 15, Connor Hackley. Develop Hackley.
That one in there for a strike. That one well outside. That one actually hits him. Hackley will head down. Gets hit by a pitch and will reach. That'll send us to the top of the order. Quentin Clay comes up.
Coming to the plate, number 12.
Clay 1 for 1 on the day.
Clay.
Has a single and reached on a walk. That one high. 1-0 the count. That one low. 2-1 now the count. That's in there for a strike. Ball 4. Clay reaches for the second time by a walk. So move Hackley up to second, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Destiny McAllister.
Destiny McAllister. Develop McAllister.
Swings through that first pitch. McAllister 0 for 2 on the day, a ground out and a strikeout. That one high, evens up at 1-1. That one low. Then there for a strike, evens it up at 2-2. Ball 3 outside. 3-2 with 2 outs. The runners will be off on this pitch. That one fouled straight back. Popped out towards left field. And that caught for the third out. And that will do it, as North Hardin will win 20-1 over John Hardin. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. Blue Ribbon Renovations, offering 0% interest and no payments for 12 months on most home improvement projects. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff for all your recycling needs. E-Town Exterminating, a locally owned family-run pest control company that's been serving the surrounding areas of Kentucky since 1976. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Again, Thursday night we'll be back on the air. It'll be middle school volleyball championship games. Those are scheduled to start at 6:30. For all of our workers here at HCEC-TV, I'm Bobby Thompson saying so long and good night.